review for this video is Platoon, which is Oliver Stone's Academy Award winning story of the Vietnam War, shown from the perspective, which is pretty much a grunt, foot soldier in the war, played by Charlie Sheen. Semi-autobiographical. This won Best Picture, Best Director for Stone. Pretty much, I mean, it's a unique film. I mean, a lot of war movies glorify war and like epic battle scenes and manly men and things like that. But I mean, here, I mean, what Stone tries to accomplish and what I think he does successfully is making war out to be the hell that it is. By showing it through the perspective of just your standard foot soldier in the war, and not really showing it from a bigger viewpoint. Basically, no, it's not general. It's not showing anybody playing the war. It's just a kid who decided to come, and he realized the harsh nature of what war is, and how there's no glory in it. There's just death all around you. That's what he experiences, and it's a very, very emotionally draining movie, but a great one. I mean, definitely it does. Not that I have war experience whatsoever. I'm Canadian. It replicates the experience in so many ways, in so many words, to give you a feel of what it might have been like, being a young kid in the war. And Charlie Sheen, I mean, to his credit, he's really good in this movie. He really is. But definitely outshined by the sergeant characters, played by Tom Berenger, and Willem Dafoe, who's probably one of Willem Dafoe's best performances, and Tom Berenger's too, actually. Both of them were nominated for Oscars. Hard to say who should have won. I think they canceled each other out because they're just so great in the movie. Pretty much like the angel and devil on Charlie Sheen's character's shoulder. Elias is more of a peaceful person, and he does believe that peace will be achieved one day, but he knows that the war is kind of unwinnable. Meanwhile, Barnes, Tom Berenger, he's more of the gruff kind of no nonsense, patriotic, we're gonna kill everybody kind of thing. So it was interesting in seeing the two parallels, and Charlie Sheen caught in the middle, and it really just shows how grueling war is. The day to day of it, that's kind of what it's all about. The day to day, and kind of the human interactions between these young kids who are out to war, and kind of the social cliques that kind of develop. You got the all-American boys, and you got like the pothead hippies, and kind of Charlie Sheen is wondering which one he belongs to, and kind of his journey there. And the battle scenes in this movie, I mean, obviously they don't feel like super choreographed or like epic or joyous or anything like that. They just seem scary, and kids just shooting at whatever they can, and kind of sort of rightly so. I mean, not that I feel this is racially sensitive in any way, but they do make the Vietnamese, the Viet Cong enemies, kind of these faceless figures who don't really have any humanity to them, because that's how the experience would have been. I mean, in another movie, I mean, I remember the Mel Gibson movie We Were Soldiers, where they have that whole scene where it's like they show the Vietnamese guy writing a letter to his sweetheart or something like that, or I don't know, something like that. But the movie is more about perspective, individual perspective of someone who was there at the time. And obviously, if he received any kind of criticism for it, his penance was with Heaven and Earth, which was mainly through the Vietnam side of things, and how it affected them, not just the Americans, as if everything revolves around them. But anyway, the thing is, I mean, what I'm trying to say, I mean, the battle scenes, they're not dynamic in any kind of way. They're scary. They're dark. I mean, they're filmed in a very dark, kind of grainy way where you don't know what's going on. So they do create that experience where it's a panic situation and a seemingly hopeless situation. and I just think it's a brilliant film. Again, it's not a movie that I can watch too much because, sincerely, it takes a lot out of me. It really does. In this scene, which has become, like the key scene in the movie with, well, I won't say who it is, but if you've seen the movie, you know this scene and uh, how much of a punch it gives you. Um, Rightfully, I do believe it earned its Oscars. Very worthy of the awards. Oliver Stone. It pretty much shot him to, like, one of the top directors, and he did great movies afterward. Born on the Fourth of July, JFK also nominated for awards. Um, so definitely gave him a unique voice in that kind of time period of few decades. Well, not even a decade post Vietnam, um, where it wasn't the kind of war that was celebrated because it wasn't won. So there's that. But I think it's a brilliant film, brilliant filmmaking, dynamic. Well, not undynamic, but modest is kind of the word I'm looking for in its execution. Really, really something. Really a classic. One of the best war movies of all time. So that's my review of Platoon. Thanks for watching.